And we should be live there. Okay, this is going to be a little weird of a start because I want to show something on the Endless Legend 2 demo, and I can't seem to find a way to start the video once I've already loaded into the game, hence I'm not loaded into the game, and we just have this ugly mug here for you. I'm going to go ahead and launch it, and we're going to get a video here. I'm going to comment a little bit on it, but I just wanted to show this off. I thought this was kind of a neat little thing for a demo to do. We should be loading. Good, good. Oh, but I didn't fix my sound. Oh no. Oh no. Let's fix my sound quick. Okay, hopefully I didn't mess that up. I may have messed that up. we may have to reload that.
Hi.
We're good.
I'm Derek Paxton, and we are thrilled to share what the team at Amplitude has been working.
I thought this was so cool for a little demo here.
Legend 2 is built with the community in mind, and your involvement is an important part of how we make games. We started with a large insiders program, and now we're ready for
Amplitude has always had a very community-centric approach when they've done design.
Towards early access. This demo offers a limited part of the game, which is still being actively improved. The process allows us to hear what you like and what you don't like. It allows us to take risks, make adjustments, and create a better game. It also gives you a chance to try it out as it goes through the long process of becoming a release.
When I first loaded this up, I thought I'd screwed up and did something else.
Let us know what you think. Above all, have fun exploring Sayada and Endless Legend 2.
I thought that was just a nice little personal intro there. I just wanted to show that.
Things. I have been many things. God.
Outside.
Wanderer.
Captive.
But the names I have had are nothing compared to those I will soon
I always felt that Amplitude had really nice, like,
for I carry a
animated 2D cutscenes, I guess I'd call them.
never extinguished, and an iron mantra that cannot be broken. The waiting will soon be over. The unfortunates will suffer, but this was never their world alone.
Parasite.
That which was forgotten will be remembered.
Lost.
That which was buried will be freed.
Kill them.
That which was wronged will have its vengeance.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good little intro video there. So for anyone who has never played any of the Endless, so Endless Legend 1 and 2, Endless Space 1 and 2, Endless Dungeon, and I'm sure I'm missing one or two other titles, all take place in the same universe. And so you'll get crossovers with different races from the various games, etc. And one of the key concepts of it is the concept of dust, which is this, imagine like gold dust, but they're really, I believe they're basically just nano robots, essentially. So like in Endless Legend, it was thought of as like a material that could do magic. And in Endless Space, it is a, you know, a super high-tech substance. So that was one thing I always loved, how they always had that same thread throughout all the different games, and it's here too. So I did take a little bit of time. I've gone through the tutorial, and I played maybe 20 turns in the game, and we're just gonna go from there. So if you've played it yourself and you want to give suggestions or whatever, feel free. It's just a demo. Spoilers are fine. I guess here you see I'm on turn 21 is as far as I was. So tonight we're gonna check out one of the 2 factions that's available. According to the Steam page, we can go through the first 2. Oh, I don't even know what they called them. Not monsoons. Yeah, we'll see them in game, but about 90 turns. So I'm kind of hoping we could just do a demo playthrough tonight and get to turn 90-ish or whatever the end of the demo is. That's kind of my hope. And then in the next few days, I'll do a second one with the second faction, and we can check them out too. So let's, I guess before we start, I'll hop into settings for just a second, just so I can show what's in here. One thing I've always loved about Amplitude Studio, ever since Endless Legend 1, I actually find their UX, the user experience, really good. It's very intuitive. The left, the right click generally backs you out of menus. It's really smooth. Maybe it's just the way my brain works, but I've always really, really liked that in their games. And some people, I don't know, some people don't like the kind of minimalist UI they tend to go with, but I do for the most part. I'm just gonna pop through settings here. I don't really have too much to say about these, but I figured I'd show it off. Lots of subtitle settings, etc., etc. Color things. Font size, greatly appreciated for my old man eyes. The base in this game seems big enough, but yeah, that's very appreciated. Video settings, nothing crazy here. I have basically the defaults, except for I told it to lock FPS to 60, since that's what I stream at. There's no point in going above that. That should make YouTube a little bit smoother too. Audio settings, nothing crazy there particularly. You can rebind keys, that's always great to see. Decent amount of different UI settings you can change. Turn reminders, etc., etc. And gameplay, I did lower the amount of autosaves. I don't generally save scum particularly much, so I just lowered that from like 10 to 5 just to save some room. Other things you can do. Oh, and they did have my favorite setting: mute game when game is in background. This bites me all the time while streaming. I'll have to alt tab to fix something or look something up, and then you guys lose sound. So thank you for including that setting. I really appreciate that. This one I don't love, telemetry options. I don't think the demo is doing any, but I'm fine if games want to have the option to opt into that, as long as I can opt out of it. So just figured I'd show those off. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to do a new game. In the demo, there's only 2 factions, although, well, let me back up. There's 2 playable factions, and there's a 3rd one that we can fight against. So, yeah. My experience with Endless Legend 1, just to throw it out there, I did play a decent amount of it. I had some friends who liked to play it in multiplayer, and I played through most of the DLC races and whatnot. I loved everything about the first game except the combat. I found the combat atrocious. From my just 20 turn plus the tutorial, this seems a bit better. You know, that's just a first impression. I just hated the combat in 1. I loved everything else about it, but the combat was misery. So hopefully this one will be much improved from that. That's funny, Rumen. Rumen says he liked the first game, but he didn't like the research. Artificial difficulty. I mean, it's a different way of scaling, I suppose. Okay, let's look at the one we're not playing tonight first. So we have the aspects. These guys are like power diplomats, I guess is kind of their theme. So, in fact, here it is called Power Diplomats. Their origins lost in the distant past, the aspects are symbiotic species, part machine, part coral, with physically distinct individuals who find blissful unions in the chorus. A mind gestalt where all aspects can psychically come together. Obsessed with preserving balance on Sada through empathy and understanding, the aspects' peaceful existence has been upended by the devastating dieback of their life-enhancing coral fields. Will Sada ever see the illuminated realm again? So they like to do lots of diplomacy. They have some sort of special like terrain improvement, and they're really good at getting the minor races in with them. I don't have any experience with them, so I don't really have too much to say. That's not the one we're going to play tonight. I will say I really like their aesthetic. It's just kind of like fantasy, Eastern fantasy culture, but I like that aesthetic quite a bit. We're going to start with the Kin of Sheredyn. This seems a lot more human basic, but I feel that's a good place to start. An offshoot of the United Empire. These are the humans in endless space, the United Empire. The Kin of Sada, the Kin arrived on Sedha decades ago, but dreams of conquest and glory were quickly dashed against the rocks on this unforgiving ocean world. With their original inspirational leader lost to the wilds, the mantle of leadership has fallen on General Sapar Inko, who dreams that the Kin will one day do more than merely survive. So these humans, I don't know why they crash landed or retreated to the planet, but these were originally a spacefaring species, and they remember that they were. They just have lost all of that. Strength is of our zeal. For the Kin, their capital is a citadel. The higher their total fortification in the capital, the more holy commandments they can unlock, and the more chosen they can build. Chosen seem to be like some sort of like really big robot command unit or something. So that's interesting. Pan says it's not on Ariga anymore. Well, we know the story of Ariga. That story ended. We're somewhere else now. Holy Commandments unlocks abilities that can be used within the range of their cities or chosen, including Divine Service, Blessed Earth, Replenish Faith, Forced March, and Wrath of the Skies. I think they still have some satellites in orbit, and I think that's what these probably are, is they're probably accessing their satellites. The Chosen. These powerful giant constructs are the backbone of the kin military and extend the range of Holy Commandments. We have some affinities. I believe these are like traits or techs. I don't really have a lot to say about them. I just don't know enough here. Devout Force are starfaring soldiers of a great empire. The kin possess great powers locked away in their orbital satellites awaiting resurrection. Only the bravest and most dedicated kin can become a chosen super soldier. We are Garen's Faithful. This allows us to get their units. I believe they have these traded out because they're going to be able to make custom factions. Stand United. Your units gain a bonus of shield for every allied unit adjacent at the start of battle. So we probably want to be in kind of like blob formation to get lots of free shield. We are Martial Builders. Military districts provide Empire approval. As was ordained, the capital has additional attachable territory bonus, while the cost to build new cities is higher. Okay, so we prefer to increase our capital rather than make more cities. Idol's Grace. Each haven grants a bonus to Empire approval. Paragon. This faction will wage war if they think the cause is just and will be loyal to their allies. They will prefer war if it's justified and will almost always honor a joint military treaty. Distant. Rarely interacting positively with others, this faction offers few diplomatic overtures to other empires unless high public opinion or large inducements are in play. We start with the workshop and the stonework texts. Yep, we'll pick those. I'm going to play on a relatively small game. Just basically it's going to be one of each faction. And that's just what we're going to do. Just so you can see, I can take this up to 8 at the moment. But I don't like duplicates, so I'm just going to go down to 3. So it'll be the kin, the aspects, and the necrophage. If you played Endless Legends 1, you remember the necrophage. They're essentially, I think they're insects that basically just really, really, really like to fight and kill things and then feed things to their young. That's like their shtick. And we can go to general settings. World size huge, difficulty explorer. This is the normal difficulty. No bonuses or penalties to the AI. There are different map types. We're just going to go to the default continents. We go to advanced. We can change some of that. I do really appreciate world wrap. You know my feelings about world wrap with dominions. I really like this. It doesn't allow somebody to luck out and get a corner start, basically. I guess we could put a seed in here if we wanted to. Am I allowed to do that? I'm not allowed to do that yet. Okay. Lakes, lake-sized rivers, ridges and cliffs, strategic resources, and monsoon. Okay, what's called monsoon? Monsoon curiosities. Okay, I'm not going to play with any of that. Competitors, we will start. I think we're going to have a little intro video here again, and then I'm probably going to need to move my camera around. Get my tea ready while the video plays. Hey, Broad, how's it going? Shannon? J-Rob, good to see you.
We came from the stars, the Sheredyn, the right hand of Empress Elevus. Garen led the tattered remnants of our fleet here, ordered to find a new home. Yet this world has not been welcoming. Terrors in the oceans, scuttling horrors on the isles. We were tested, but never swayed from our task, even when we lost Garen herself. With Garen's courage and Garen's steel, I will rebuild the kin anew. With the wisdom of the stars and the strength of the chosen, we will fight to ensure that Sayada is not a staging post, but our true home.
I love that art. That's a really cool shot. That's why I use that for the thumbnail. Okay. Forge a new home. We, the kin of Sheredyn, have suffered on this world, seen our numbers decimated, seen our original commander lost to the mysteries. Now, our faith and steel we must rebuild anew. Ensure Sada is a home worthy of the Emperor. Begin your legend. As I mentioned, some people don't like Amplitude Studios UI, but I find it really clean. Maybe a little angular and sharp, but really clean. As usual, I'm not going to try to fight. I'm still getting some tutorial pop-ups, even though I did the tutorial, so whatever. Take time and explore and choose the best location to found your first city. The city will receive a prepared settlement bonus for each turn you spent exploring. I missed that the first time. That is actually really cool. That is actually really cool, because one of the problems in 4X games, let's take Gladius or Zephion, for example, if you don't found by like turn 3, you're already like a tech behind. So it's incredibly important how you RNG luck into your starting settlement. So giving a little bit of a bonus if you wait is actually really cool. Things I've learned so far. Just like in Endless Legend 1, there are... I don't even know what they're called. I'm going to call it a zone for now. That's probably not the right term. But there'll be a zone. Inside of a zone, you can only have one city. And you can either build more cities in other zones or attach other zones back to your capital. And that's how you expand. So it wouldn't benefit me from sticking a city here thinking that, oh, I can squeeze another one in here. I want to try to find a good or best spot within the area. Other things I've learned, I don't remember where the button was, but I turned it on so I could see the yields. This is not on by default. We have the little grain is food. The gears are production. There's a blue swirly atom that is research. And this yellow circle is dust. Dust is basically our magic money, essentially. The star is influence. We use influence to expand our cities and to take territory. I don't know what else they have on this one, but that's the basics of that. We start with a cavalry unit, a hero unit, and a infantry unit. One thing I've noticed and I really like is the traits on these units. Can I bring those up here? Yeah, show specializations. No, that's something different. Okay, I don't know how to get back to that screen, but the cavalry unit basically had an ability that increases the movement of everybody else in his army, which I thought was kind of cool. Like they're like out scouting for you. So I'm going to add them to my initial army. So we have a hero, a melee unit, and a cavalry unit. And let me look around here. So right here's like a goody hut type thing. I think they call it a curiosity in this game. I don't think I would want to build my thing here because we are kind of at a dead end. One of the things that'll happen in this game, when we get to, I guess it's called the monsoon, the oceans are going to fall. So while it looks like we're in a little coastal spot, we're kind of sort of like on top of a mountain. So the terrain will change as that happens. I did not get that far to actually see it happen, but I know that it does. All right, I am going to grab this because of this prepared city bonus, and then we're going to head back out that way. If we can, we cannot. We found a hunting bow. Yes, please. So if I go to you, equipment. So we have heroes. We start with Rock, who is like a ranger, I suppose. And we just happened to find a weapon this time. When I played before, I found a sword and he couldn't equip that. So I guess the ranged unit has to have a ranged weapon. That makes sense. We get resilience. We get some extra damage. Compared to what we're currently using, quite a lot. Quite a lot. So I'll equip that. Other things he can do. Where did I get there? Profile. So this talks about him. I have not played with any of this yet, so this is all new to me. But apparently we can have a friend. We can have a lady friend. We can have a nemesis. He has a trait. He's a working capital. He gives extra industry to the capital if he's a counselor. He's adaptable, so he gets extra might and resilience. He's a famous neighbor. +3 approval per hero level on Haven. I think Havens are like you build your hero like a home. I don't know much more about that yet. Like I said, first look. Skill tree feels pretty beefy. I like that you can do base stats and it will show you which skills scale off of those stats, or you could just pick the skills themselves. That seems pretty cool. What else? I think that's it for turn 1. Right now, my main thing is to find where I'm going to found. I do see over here we have a stunted copse. Dust veins have ravaged these trees' natural forms, but the timber is as strong as iron. As I mentioned, dust is like, what it really is like nanomachines, but to us primitive type people, we would consider it magic. So like there's magic trees over here. And that has a lot of production and dust and some food. So I'll probably try to found somewhere over here. So I'm going to need to move that direction to be able to see it. Let's go ahead and intern. A vestigial remnant of a fourth says highly educated. Rye says, man, I was such a big Amplitude shill until Humankind. Yeah, Humankind didn't hit for me either, for whatever reason. I also didn't get into Endless Space 2. Ironically enough, I played a lot of Endless Space 1, and I had the same problem. I found the combat atrocious. Hopefully, this will be better. Region. Okay, thank you, Trucker. High-strung bow means he's really anxious. Monsoon is the new winter. That does seem to be the case, Shannon. Although it's going to be, I would say, more impactful than the winter. Although I don't know that for sure. Okay, let's go here. We have kind of like jungle terrain where I can't move very fast. My other game, I was in like open plains and I was able to move a lot more. Okay, we have a lot of forest. Again, I think I'm going to try to found over here by this special resource, so we're going to have to just take a couple turns and move, I suppose. Yeah, in turn. We'll see how much bonus we get. All right, also I've noticed I don't have to commit to a full move. I can move one and then move again. So, good to know there. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that looks super special. I think I'm going to try to found right here next turn. And I can't do that this turn, correct? No. In turn. I'm really curious about this. This is such a good idea. Okay, there's some natives. We have a good food hex. Okay, like I said, I don't know enough about this game to know the exact spots. This seems good enough. Lots of production, and I've got some food. Let's go ahead and found. We're already on turn 4 building. Whoops. Okay, and like I said, I really like their UI. So I'm in the city UI right now, and if I right-click, now I'm outside of the city UI. I find that just, my brain likes the way that works. So in here, we can see we have 1 of 3 territories. So we can attach region, somebody said, or territories, maybe is the term in this game, to the city, and that's a way we can increase the resources that we have there. We have our fortification. Remember, we scale off of fortification, so that's really good for us. We have villages, the number of pacified villages of the minor faction. Food stocks, the amount of food the city has stored. If the city consumes more food than it produces, it will deplete the stock. If there's none left, the city will starve. We have a population score. It goes up by getting extra food. And we can produce things. So we have, these are our different build menus and menus for showing things to say. Again, I find this UI so clean. Like, this is really good, clean UI in my opinion. So if I click foundation, if I have influence, I can add hexes to the city. So I would probably want to, for example, try to add this if I could. I'm not going to do that yet. Districts. Districts are like specializations. So, for example, I've got, let's do it with production to start with. So if I click, which one would I want to do? Probably this one. Cannot build a district upon an anomaly. Okay, good to know. We'll build the district here. So, yeah, this is a good spot. So right now we have communal habitations, which will allow us to have more slots for population vocations. I'll show you that in a second. We don't have the tech to build farms. We could build a workshop. That was one of our starting techs. We don't have the merchant's house. We don't have a laboratory. We don't have a forum. We do have a keep. I'm going to go ahead and build production. I generally like building production as first building, so we're going to do that. Improvements. These are like I don't want to call these wonders because they're not wonders, but like we could improve our city with a sanctity of nature, and we would get those bonuses. We can only build this once per empire. We can build units. Right now we have the cavalry unit called the Sentinel. We have the Legionnaire infantry unit, and we have 0 out of 0 chosen. I don't know how we get more chosen yet. Population. Right now our city has 1 population, and I can choose to specialize them. So if I made him a citizen, we would get extra food and gold. As an artisan, we get extra production and gold. As a scribe, we get extra science and influence, and we don't have a approval penalty as a scribe. So could be useful there. For now, I'm going to do artisans because I want to produce things. They really didn't have regions in Endless Space 2. Okay, that's that. And landscaping, we can terraform things that are like really nasty territory, apparently. Okay, let's also pick our research. So we started with stonework, unlocks district keep, plus 100 fortification on capital. We also started with workshop, produces district workshop, and we can remove forests. I think I'm going to grab scientific charter. This gives us improves rewards from curiosities and unlocks the research district. Other things we could get, keystones allows us to build bridges and dams. The bridges seem really good in this game. I'll show you if we have a river. I like that we actually can't just walk across rivers. Yeah, bridges were a big thing in human history. Currency unlocks merchant house plus 8 dust on capitals. Fencing is farms. Civil order, traveler shrine plus 12 approval. That could be good. Voice of the mass gives us the forum and extra scribe slots. Strength of Garin gives us extra defense and extra industry on military districts. And scavenging gives us extra loot from battles. I'm going to start with the science. And we'll come back here and look at that again later. Okay, so we are building a district. We have picked some science. I don't need to stand around here, so I would like my units. We're going to head that way next turn. We're going to go talk to the locals. We Blackhammers, what do you say? Like to keep to ourselves. Nah, that's what you think. Become my friend or else. Okay, head over there. I want to talk. So we could bribe them. In exchange for dust, this village will grant minor faction units and be pacified. I can parlay, which requests a quest, or I could attack them. We seem like we're more of the parlay type faction. Thin air. Okay, that should not have disappeared that quick. Let me get into that UI. That's not it. That's victories. Here we go. Quests. Thin air. In the tight-knit Blackhammer village, a scouting party's sudden disappearance is felt by all. The scouts' attackers must be found and punished. Destroy gutless bandits. They will give me a sledgehammer of the 100, and it will pacify all of their villages. So we will obviously do that. Do we see where these things are? We do not. So we are looking for some bandits to punish. Well, what do you know? I found the bandits. Okay, we apparently can attack them next turn. A little weird, like, oh, I couldn't move into that because that was a forest, probably. Okay, good to know. And we're producing things, so I don't need to think about that. I like this button, too. You can open or close reminders. So here we go. Quest needs a choice. Missing youth. 20 winters have passed since the mantle of leadership fell on General Shapar Inko. Yet she could remember no harder time. The devastation of the storms has scarred many of the kin, and ensuing starfalls have stirred ancient memories of their own time traveling the heavens. Sermons are more evangelic, congregations greater, and the canticles sung with unrecalled zeal. Garin's legend burns brighter than ever, with many kin desperate for their lost leader to return from the wilds and relight their path. For the leader of the kin, it is a testing time. One piece of feedback I have here, make these bigger. Like, make this a little bit bigger. These characters are so small on my screen. I'd like it if they were about triple the size they currently are, especially if we're not going to have any voice acting or anything. Sinchal, I pray you disturb me for good reason. I have a lot on my mind. For good reason, yes, but my news is troubling. Spit it out then. I hear enough riddles from the chaplains. Phrygia is missing. Slipped through the patrols. Another one determined to retrace the great Commander Garden's footsteps, no doubt. One of our most promising youths, but she's too impetuous. Do I hear a soft spot in your voice, General? Perhaps, but no matter who, the response would be the same. We'll send out a search party. Objective, search Mosaic Halls, plus 100 dust. Begin quest. Do we see where that is? I do not. Okay. And we've already done our move. No, we have not. Okay, so another thing I like about Endless Legend, when you get into a fight, the battle map is the world map. It's one and the same. This is the area we have that we can fight in. They're going to start over here. I'm going to start over here. This I like quite a bit. There's no need for a separate map if you just use the world map. So I thought that was kind of cool. I can move my units around, which I will. The way we work, we really like to be next to each other to give each other shields, and we'll do a manual battle. Okay, so we've got 2 raiders. Looks like they're maybe... I guess that's like a lizard man, I suppose, with a bow. We have cavalry. Okay, here we go. Now I can show it. Cavalry. When attacking infantry units, we do an extra 20% damage. When attacking after moving 3 tiles, knock back 1 on the target unit. And we're patroller. Add 1 movement point to all units in the army. I think that's really cool. We've got our legionnaire. They are infantry. They do extra damage to ranged units. When in battle, they gain 3 defense for every adjacent friendly unit. They're a defense expert. When they go into defense stance, they get plus 5 defense. And they have shield mastery. When gaining shield, they gain 50% more shield. All right. Unfortunately, we're attacking into really nasty terrain. They're going to be able to probably shoot us on the way in, which is unfortunate. All right. And all 3 of you. Again, we kind of want to blob up because of the way our shield mechanic works. And then I will do defend. I don't know if there's a hotkey for this. If there is, let me know. That's the end of our first turn. Okay, well, they didn't manage to shoot me, so that's excellent. Let's keep on the high ground. Can I? I sure can. Okay, I'm going to use his ability, Scope Shot 1. When using this active skill on an enemy unit, ignore defense, deals 48 damage, deals extra 3 damage based on determination stat. Shoot that guy. Nice. All right, you. I'm going to have you charge, and we'll shove him towards the other guy, I think. Apparently we did not move far enough. All right, you guys waddle closer and defend. I don't know what is different about this, but I have at least... I don't hate this combat. Like I said, in Endless Legend 1, I did not like the combat at all. So this feels okay. Let's have you go to... there. And the reason is I want to put myself in a spot where these guys have an adjacency to get shields. Attack that. And they got upper ground bonus because they were shooting me on lower terrain there. We'll zip over here. We'll shoot you. There don't seem to be retaliation attacks, so I guess I'm fine to run up here with the cavalry. And then let's finish them off. Yeah, a little unfortunate how much damage we took here, but otherwise that went all right. Victory! You won this battle. All units in the army have been killed. The winners celebrate. We gained 30 dust. Acknowledge. I guess that gave us a little bit of knowledge about the terrain coming up. Okay, and I see another goody hut over there. We'll run over there and get the curiosity. Back at the town, we have 2 turns left on our works, and then I'm just going to go ahead and queue it up because I know I want it. I'm going to go ahead and queue up another infantry unit. And we're researching. We have nothing else we need to do, so I can end turn. Reminders, we have no actions we need to take. Okay, that's fine. Run over here. We gain 20 dust from an abandoned site. Sure. Okay, here's the edge of this region. Notice that we have the purple line here. That means we're in a different region than the one that's over there. Maybe something we'd want to connect to ourselves. And I think that's it. Yes, intern. I like these reminders, and I like that it's easy to get out of the way too. A lot of games don't do this right, and it's always either in the way or completely useless. All right, let's... I don't know, there's something up there. Move here. Hello. A troop. Got any armor odds or ends? Let's talk to these guys. Passing muster. A champion. We've always wanted to meet a champion. I am Montemire. Yes, you're permitted to tremble if you wish. You come to steal, to pilfer, or sit by the fire, laugh, and play games. Okay, that's creepy. He's made up of ghost babies or something. Sitting by the fire is a pleasant distraction, but we have something else in mind. Then you come to steal. You will pay dearly for your greed and inclividity. No, the kin of Sheredyn are here to make friends with you, Lord Montemire. Not become your enemies. No stealing, no battle, no games. So we may be friends, rich and powerful ones? Very well. The kin of Sheredyn, I proposed you help us become a true military power. Happily, within limits, that is, friend. But we are powerful. Do you see me? See us? Our centennials are magnificent. Though between friends, sometimes the loose bits fall off. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. A friend's armor must have no gaps. Exactly. Perhaps you might help us find better materials? We need to raise veterancy of 2 infantry units. Okay, good thing I'm starting to build one. And if we do that, we will unlock... Ooh, nice. Tremere, 30% experience for non-heroes. Begin quest. If we subjugate these guys and add them to our city, we can get units that will unlock from them. So that's the big benefit there. In fact, actually, did I already do that? I don't remember how to do that. Yeah, black hammers. We've got them available. So if we take the black hammers here, when we get 150 influence, we can add them to one of our protectorates. If we do, we get the Warsmith unit. It's an infantry unit. Has Defiant Gaze. When attacking or defending, we gain extra shield. Yeah, that's kind of sort of what we already do. We will get Scavenger Tactics, 100% gains on battlefield spoils. And Black Hammer, +2 industry on scribes. Interesting. Something new. Yeah, there you go. I guess let's go around this way. And we're researching, and we're building, go. I still have one more move left. And go. Okay, I'm going to double back. We're looking for... Oh. Well, there they are. What are you guys? Warsmith units. Okay. I don't think... Yeah, they're just part of them. They're not aggressive against me, so we're okay there. Okay, there's a second village. Enter. Scientific Charter Research. Levers and claws, screws and rays, let the commoner play. Archimedes the Seer. Acknowledge. So we gotta make sure we pick something else. I think this is telling me I need 8 techs before we unlock the next bit here. So, 1 year's of survival, or maybe it's time-based. I do not know. We don't need a bridge yet, so I'm not going to unlock that. Extra defense sounds nice. Extra loot sounds nice. Let's get the extra loot. You got to get that greed in when you can, you know? Right. Wow, all 3 of their cities are just bang, bang, bang right in a row. Okay, we got 5 turns on our next unit being produced. Found provisions, curiosity, but discovered no rewards. Boo. That's all I gotta say about that. Boo. Okay, 5 turns on our unit. Okay, some more open terrain over here. Looks like another reward over there. Okay, this area is looking a little more juicy than that other spot. We've got science, we've got production, lots of food and dust. Maybe we'll try to annex this region and add it to ours. 4 turns left on our production here. Go back and complete the quest. Well, let's check. Replay dialogue. Destroy the gutless bandits. I'm not sure that we've destroyed all the gutless bandits, unless you guys are gutless bandits, which I don't think you are. We can double check if I go here. No, we're good. We're still working on that. Dishonest soldier. What is it? General Natalia Shaparenko. Most galling news. One of the soldiers who searched the site has been found and stolen trinkets. Most disappointing. I couldn't agree more. They've been dedicated servant to the kin of Sheredyn, and this is most out of character, but we cannot overlook the crime. What do you want to do? We could execute them. The thief will pay, but the comrades will sharpen up. Perhaps this is a good reason for the misconduct. I guess we would get a piece of armor. Intuitive determination. Add 1 determination per intuition. Ooh, interesting. Or we could punish them, which would give us 10 aurelic coral. I don't know what that even does. Let's investigate. Let's not be hasty. Interrogate the soldier and see if there's anything at the bottom beyond pure greed. I'll have a word. What'd you find? A troubling tale, if I'm honest. Boldar Hadrada. The soldier's brother is most sick, and the medicine keeping him alive costs a fortune. Profiteering, I'm afraid. They were most ashamed of their actions. They gave back a valuable prize they've scavenged from another site. Could be useful. This soldier wants to atone. We will forgive the crime if they swear no more theft. And we will pay for the medicine, the profiteer, a visit. Strategic resource stock. You've accumulated some strategic resources, produced in cities by mine districts, or obtained as a reward. These special resources are stored at the Empire scale. Strategic resources are essential for upgrading your units, recruiting advanced units, or building advanced structures. Note that their max stock capacity can be increased by researching certain technologies. Okay. And this looks an awful lot like there's somebody over here. Oh, it looks like I'm getting attacked, is what it looks like. By those warpsmiths. Okay, maybe those guys were not friendly. Okay, I guess we're fighting them. Okay, we gotta be really careful with our cavalry unit because it is really banged up. I don't want to give up the high ground. You move here. I think you're going to have to chill back there for now. Let's go ahead and use our special ability. A little chunk. A little chunk. Okay, I'm not doing the right button. Is it right click? Not right click. Is it left click? Okay, what's your problem here? Do skill. Use skill. There we go. And you attack that. Alright, I'm gonna actually swing you this way, just for safety's sake, and defend. I really don't want to lose a unit. As you see, they take forever to produce. Oh, and they don't care. They charged right in there, didn't they? We have probably lost that unit. We're not gonna be able to protect that. Alright, shoot him. Attack him, and they get an attack of opportunity, and it kills him. Alright, well, is what it is. Man. Alright, you finish them off. You guys run over here. Man, these guys are hard. They're hitting way harder than those other guys we were fighting. Round 4, they're going to attack the hero, I assume. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 19. Your skill is not up. Do we defend? I think we're better off shooting. Yeah, they're gonna finish off the hero. Wow. Rip. Alright, well, we win, but at what cost? I don't know what happens when heroes die, so this will be new to me. F in chat, that's right. F for the hero. Victory, you won the battle, did we? Okay, so this looks different. I'm assuming that means he's like wounded or something. That looks like they killed our cavalry unit. Acknowledge. Defeated hero. Don't worry, your hero isn't dead. You can click on the hero button to check their stats and decide what to do to put them on their feet. Alright, so he has 5 turns. A hero's wounded. You can either wait for them to get better or pay to instantly restore them. 350, well, I can't afford that, so he's down and out. Alright, well, that was exceptionally painful. They are hostile. I wonder what caused them to go hostile. I didn't attack them. We're gonna have to just head home, basically. Yeah, that's not particularly useful, and I don't want to start a fight. Yeah, we're just gonna have to run home because we are absolutely kicked down. Yeah, I will say the combat does feel better. Like I said, in Endless Legends 1, I hated the combat. I hated it. It was my absolute least favorite part. This seems fine. You know, I'm sure once you learn the game and are better at it. And we're gonna have some rapid fire turns here because I'm gonna have to wait for things to get finished. In fact, I think we're just gonna have to queue up another unit. Little unfortunate, but yeah, we just need some military power. We're researching. No. Sit right here. Auto explore, recuperate, guard, skip. Okay. You've encountered Plagoria the Innumerable. I represent the harmony of the illuminated realm. I hope we can learn from each other. Diplomacy?
I am Plerigyra the Innumerable, representative of the aspects. My name refers to the chorus that binds us all. We are Legion, and we fight for Sayada's balance.
Yeah, okay, well that's good for you. Here's the diplomacy screen with the selected empire. Hover over the diplomatic status to see details. Treaties and declarations. Treaties can be proposed to other empires and require agreement to come into effect. Declarations, on the other hand, unilaterally impose and come into effect without the other's agreement. Require influence. Public opinion in your empires towards each other, as well as the power balance between you, strongly impacts the attitude of the other empire. So our public opinion's about neutral. And it looks like they're more powerful. Probably because my hero's dead. Okay. Alright, our unit here, we are going to go into guard stance. We're waiting for that. How many turns out are you? 2 turns. We're just gonna chill. Justin says, the combat is less obtruse, but it still seems overly difficult. Super easy to take losses and hard to replace them, though through healing or producing a new unit. Yeah. Especially at the early game like this, it's really difficult to get that. I wonder what caused them to go attack us. Destroy the gutless bandits. I swear we did. This makes me feel like there's another set of bandits, though. The fact that this isn't full. 3 turns left. Our hero revived. Excellent. 2 turns left. I think we are just going to chill for that. Other things, let's go ahead and queue up the Sanctity of Nature, just so we have something in queue when that finishes. Scavenging researched. We've got a new tech. Okay, let's pick another one. You can queue up techs. I'm just not doing it yet. I don't think we need the bridges at the moment because we don't have a river we need to get across. Let's get some extra defense. Let's really lean into our military aspect here. Ocean deep water. Okay, now we are full. Locked. You can unlock a new slot by researching technology. Okay, so this is a full army at the moment. I guess we're going to attack these guys if they're going to be obtuse about it. If you attack the village, the ongoing pacification test will fail. There must just be another bandit unit out and about that we just haven't found. I'm going to assume that's the case. Either that or it's just bugged. That also could be the case. We've discovered how to salvage. Yep, basically. And look who we find. Are you what I'm looking for? Okay, other things I want here. Districts. Here. I'm going to want... Oh, okay. We don't have... Hold on a second. Let's change what we're doing here. Let's get the... Let's get the farms next, and then we'll get that. Farms will allow me to grow the pop faster. So that's what we're going to do there. When we finish that, we'll think about it. All right, you can't move anymore this turn. Done. All right, well, now we're going to be a lot more powerful than we were before because we scale based on adjacency bonuses. All right, pending Diplo. Non-aggression pact. Sure.
Accept.
Signing the treaty will prevent both empires from fighting skirmishes in neutral territory. Instead, they will require a declared war or revoke the treaty if they want to fight. Sure. We'll be friends. Well done indeed. All right. Now, fight the bandits. You jerks. Manual battle. All right, we have like a way better position in this one. All right, you go there. And you go there. Less damage if I stand here, but I can give them more shield via adjacency. All right, fire at the one that we don't have the penalty. Okay, so left click. I keep right clicking to cast that. I don't want to push them yet, so attack with them. We have the upper ground. I like that terrain matters. That feels good. And then you attack. 2, 3. Okay, so we're not getting the push that I'm expecting. When attacking after moving at least 3 tiles, knocked back the target. That was 3 movement, so I don't know why we didn't get the push there. Attack that. Those aren't bandits? Well, they told me to attack them, so I'm just doing what they told me to do. You attack that. You attack that. Yeah, way easier getting just that one extra unit. I'll say that. Victory. All right, did that make you guys happy? It did not, so maybe we are running around killing their units. Okay, yeah, this is looking to be a pretty juicy little area. I think we might zip over to like right here and drop a, what's it called? A camp, and we'll claim that zone. You're still building, you got 2 turns. Resource conversion. Did you know it's possible to use construction queue to convert industry to influence? More advanced technology will allow conversion of other resources. Okay. I don't want to do that at the moment. Thank you. Also, I have to say, I know we're on a pretty small map, but those turn timers are real zippy. Real zippy. Okay, we don't have a lot of food here. Is that going to be a big problem? Maybe? Maybe not? We really don't have a lot of food here. Alright, I think I am going to drop a camp there. I don't know about that, Matthew. Perfectly valid defense, right? Let's go ahead and drop that camp right here. Drop that camp right here. Okay, and what are you doing? You finished your building. We don't have any improvement. Okay, let's make a district. We don't have that yet, so I'm gonna drop a communal habitation. Level up when surrounded by 4 districts. Population slot 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can do 4 here. Yeah, so we'll drop one of these, or we could do a keep. We scale pretty hard off of the defense. You know what? Let's do a keep. Again, let's just stick to our military theme. I have no idea what is or isn't good, so. This looks like a Civ 7 clone. I mean, if you're gonna go that route, then Civ 7 is a clone of Endless Legend, so. We see beneficial relations ahead. Their attitude changed to friendly. Okay. Treaty proposed. What do you want now? Share quarrel exploration. Sign this treaty will give additional dust and influence incomes to both empires based on the quality quarrel explored. Sure.
Well done.
Shared research. Sure. All right, we'll be friends. Idle army, hero point. Okay, hero points available. Let's do that. All right, so I'm going to give him this, I think. Gives 12 shield to unit and adjacent friendly unit. So just kind of double down on our shield ability. And idle army. Oops. All right, so are you done with the camp? Is that what happened there? Found a camp to claim the territory. We needs 120. Okay, we can't quite... Whoops. Keep hitting escape. We can't quite afford that yet. Oh, we can't afford the next one. We do have this one. So we need 100 influence to attach it to the city. So we can do that next turn. Okay, and you can see the dotted line means I have a claim on this, essentially. I will probably do the same thing over here. Just, I can only have 2 of them. I might as well just grab the 2 that are near me. But we'll kind of slow roll it and we'll explore around a little bit. Everything has been done in turn. Hey, Droog, how's it going? Idle army. Boy, these turns are so lickety split, I have to say. Again, we are on a tiny map, but still. Oh, here's a river. Yeah, so with these rivers, I can't just walk across the river. Notice how it's trying to make me path around it. So actually building bridges is a pretty strategic thing. I really like that. I really like that idea. Okay, 2 turns on that. Fencing researched. Acknowledged. Okay, now we can build farms. And I already queued up our Strength of Garin. Victory conditions. You can click here to access the victory screen. Victories by score and conquest are present from the beginning. However, as you progress through the game and discovered Sada's story, there are other ways to win will gradually be presented to you. Score victory in 73 turns. Conquest victory, 3 empires remain. Yep. Okay, go get me that loot. 35 science. Beautiful. Okay, I do want to claim this area. So where do I see some valuable... Okay, 6 production. That looks really juicy. Maybe we go like over here. Don't have a lot of food options. All right, we'll try that. And we'll make a camp there too. Yeah. And 1 turn on that. That's fine. Never quite gotten to the endless games. Can't put my finger on why. I've mentioned it a couple times, but my biggest problem with the series has always been combat. I found Endless Space and Endless Legends combat just horrific. I don't have tons of experience with this one, but so far, I found it better. Zip over there. All right, maybe we just need to military pacify these, because apparently I killed those bandits and it didn't finish the quest, and I can't find any more bandits, so maybe we'll just have to do that. Or maybe we'll just buy their loyalty. We could also go that route. Maybe they're fellow greed enjoyers. All right, here, let's build a farm. Here's another thing I like. We talked about this in Zephon. Building this gives me 2 food. Building it on a tile that produces food gives me an extra food. Building it next to a river, a lake, a communal habitation, and we get extra food from building it adjacent to a bridge. So I like that terrain matters like a lot. I really like that. We will do that. Holy Commandments. A Holy Commandment is now accessible. Holy Commandments are the kin's unique power. You progressively access them by increasing fortification bonus within your empire. You can mouse over each of them for more detail. By spending dust, Holy Commandments can be used in your territories, but also in the territory on tiles adjacent to chosen units. Most of them turn the tide on your enemies. Divine Service. Select a city hall within territory. Okay, well, I didn't know what that did, but we just got a population? Sure. New special population. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, look at that. Population types. Note your city now houses populations of different types. You can mouse over each population and see the effects on the city. Also note you can click on the population growth gauge to choose the type of population you wish to gain next time you grow. Okay, so this is our normal people. We get 2 extra industry on artisans, so please be an artisan. Divine population. Divine population created by the kin of Sheredyn's Divine Service Holy Commandment. +1 industry, +1 dust, +1 science. So they just kind of generically do good. Okay, cool. I would like... Okay, we can't just produce those, so we're gonna produce kin. That's fine. Okay, you... No, not you. Okay, I think I need to walk over there. I'm gonna try to just bribe them, I guess. We'll have to walk on over there. Curiosity collected. Yep, that's all fine. Done. Okay, you move over here. Okay, we need 120 for a camp. I can't quite afford it, so we will go talk with them first. We would like coin. Done. Oh, here we go.
Kin of Sheredyn, a time of great upheaval is upon us. As the heavens open, remember our creed and stand strong against the horrors of the night.
Okay, so we're in monsoon season, I guess. Monsoon has come to Sadha. As twilight falls across Sadha, monsoon marks the time of disruption to the natural order. Beware. New dangers and rewards will appear during the monsoon. Note that temporary bridges may be destroyed. Plus 100% gains on battle spoils, -1 vision, plus 20 health regenerations on units starting their turn in non-allied territory. Minor factions become enraged during the monsoon and will attack anyone nearby. Good to know. Acknowledged. That means... Okay, you're not a minor faction, so I don't need to worry about you. Okay, run over here. We want to bribe you. That's canceled. Yeah. I think that was bugged. We killed the bandits, but somehow it didn't pacify them, and then I started killing their units thinking they were the bandits. So, oof. Okay, idle army. Where are you? Oh, you joined me as a warsmith. Okay. And I don't have an extra slot yet. Are you better than mine? 40 to 47 damage, 15 armor. Okay, you do a little less damage and it'll have a little less defense. So you guys are not particularly useful, if I'm being frank. Alright, go defend my city for now. I don't have anything for you to do. Alright, go bribe them too. Let's just bribe them. I'm not above that. Okay, we got the research here. We still need 2 techs if I'm reading this correctly. What do we want? We don't need bridges, so I'm not gonna get that. It's suggesting that we get this, which opens up the forum. Okay, some extra influence would be nice, or we could go with extra money. Justing says, that's been a problem since Endless Legend 1. Sometimes the quest enemies are further away than you think. Yeah, that very well could be. Maybe there were two groups. I killed one for sure. And then I thought I killed the other, but I was attacking their unit, so my bad. Why are you so mad, bro? It's just a prank. It's just a prank. Okay, go this way, but I can't do it yet. Pending council changes. Go to the council. Oh, we have empty seats. You can freely appoint, revoke, or remove councilors between seats. The council will be locked again at the end of the current turn. Select a seat to appoint a councilor. Point. Oh. Hello. Choose the portrait to assign that hero or notable to the selected council seat. Okay, so Uwe would give me 15 industry in my capital. Gavrail Rona would give me minus 30% minus 30 industry cost on districts. Okay, so that would make building my city really fast. Plus 5 science on improvement. Minus 75 industry cost on science related improvements. I think we're just gonna go with these ones. And we'll just not use him for now. He would be good if I needed to produce units. These are more like building people. Reach the second monsoon will unlock another council seat. Sure. Okay, cool. Okay, I could pay some dust if I wanted to change things around. That's fine. Idle city. Okay, districts. Alright, what do we want? Food is what I want. We have the farm already. 1, 2... Okay, if I built these two, this would improve. I kind of want to get a science thing, though. Let's make this into a science, even though it's not the best. Okay, so we get 4 science. We would get extra science if we were on a tile that has 2 types of yield. Okay, never mind. I don't want that there. I want it here. Plus 2 science for each anomaly. Okay, that would be over here. So this would be a better square. Okay, interesting. Okay, can I actually get this? I could, but that would put me behind. I'm gonna do that anyways. Science happened. We can build these super duper cheap with our council changes. That's kind of cool. Okay, I like that mechanic. I wonder if everyone does that or if that's a kin mechanic. Okay, you are gonna go bribe them. You are gonna guard there. Got it. How do I get more heroes? We have a piece of equipment. Oh, we sure do. 80 health. Our current one gives 20 health and 3 defense. Wowzers! Okay, that's a little bit better. Holy moly. Yeah, wow. Yes. Alright, intern. Okay, you. We're gonna bribe these fools. This will keep us in coal and iron for days. Alright, I'm not particularly impressed with those units, if I'm being honest. But more units are better than no units, I suppose. Okay, what are we doing? We are gonna head over here, and we're gonna found that city I wanted to found before they take it from me. I kind of wanted this to be in range. Do I need to build an improvement on these anomalies? Am I not actually collecting these like I think I am? You're not gonna have a lot of room if I built you there. This would actually keep some food in range. We need 120, so we're a few turns out. I don't want to just sit here, so I guess we'll just keep exploring. Idle camp. Okay, we built our science. Cool. Alright, we're not going to be able to afford not build on an anomaly. Okay, you could be food. Let's put some more food in. We are barely made any pop. Right, 5 turns on that one, in turn. Alright, you can't do anything there, so keep going. And we do have those guys pacified, right? No, we don't. Right, I can't assimilate. Okay, again with the influence. I'm starting to think that we need the influence building here, guys. We're working on it. And then for our final tech for now, let's get that one. All right. Yeah, you need to move out in turn. Let's get some scouting. Okay, he has claimed this area. I really would like to get this claimed. I guess. All right, we'll have enough by the time we walk back now. I want to make sure we get that so that we don't have an enemy territory touching our capital. That sounds like a bad plan. Pending event. The rains are causing alarm everywhere. This is hardly surprising. No one's more worried about than that. All our efforts will simply be washed away. We have some ideas. Perhaps what might be done. We could improve foundations. We could spin some dust and we would get 5 defense. We could pray. We would get influence and we would lose 10 industry for 10 turns. Or we could add 2 population and lose 20 industry for 2 turns. I feel like the influence would be good, but so would the pop. Let's take the pop. You could put the complainers to work. Instead of their whining, you'll hear them groaning with effort. Apply the scourge and watch the gutters and sewers run clear. You sound perhaps a bit overzealous, but I agree in principle. Do it. Alright, so now we should have a bunch more peeps here if we go to population. Yeah, so I'm going to move these guys. And I don't want you to do that. I want these guys. These guys have a bonus as artisans, so that's why. Okay, but you would add extra food. You would add science and influence. Let's do this one. Okay, and we are still building. Yes. And you're heading back there. Do it. You imbecile! This doesn't burn in you. Your borders remain closed to their empire while theirs are open to you. Oh, you'd like open borders? I mean, I'll do it, but I want to do it after I build the building here. I don't want to encourage you. All right, let's do camp 120. Next turn we'll be able to afford it. No reminders. Go. I have to say I like the early game pacing. As mentioned by somebody else, though, man, losing a unit is crippling. It is absolutely crippling to lose units. Okay, they like that square more. I like this square more, though. I disagree, AI. Ooh. Walls, you say? That seems totally natural. Don't worry about it, guys. Ah, yes, this is like the big thing for Endless Legend 2. The seas are dropping. Okay, so what did that all change? Tidefall. Okay, Tidefall is what it's called. Tidefall occurs. The seas have receded. What new danger lies ahead? Look for opportunities as territories emerge. Strange, disturbing sights may appear, along with grim fortresses that might be just what your armies need to test their mettle. Acknowledged. Okay, you. Yep, there sure is some free loot. Alright, I guess I don't need to have you guys sit around, so let's go exploring with them too. Alright, so to add you to a city, I need 100. So we really would like to increase our resources. Oh, and of course you're not in my territory. We've discovered our first deposit of luxury resources. These special resources of varying types can provide considerable boost to your empire if you manage to extract them. From cities or even camps, build quarries directly on top of the deposits to start their extraction. Quarries are special districts available in cities. If you're lucky, note that you may also earn luxury resources by completing quests or eliminating powerful monsters. Okay, this is not inside of our territory though, so that's not going to be useful. What is this? Who goes there? I should ask you the same question. After all, your soldiers trample a site of great historic value. I am General Natalia Shaparenko, leader of the kin of Sheredyn. Tell me, why do you dig among the bones of dead civilizations? The Solusk are far from dead. Like many of us whose histories go far back, they are simply diminished, not extinct. So, what have you learnt? Jerosite, my name is Jerosite. My elders claim the Solusk's empire once stretched across Sahida, magnificent in its cruelty. I could hardly imagine those lowly thieves building anything more than a hovel, but this site tells a different story. What? Help me excavate, prove you're not simply invaders, and I'll tell you what I know of Sada's past, and enrich you in the process. We could get some black gel boots, extra movement on a hero. We could trigger a battle and get money. We could extort. Trigger a battle. Get some titanium. Sure, we'll help you. My soldiers will help. Now tell me about Sadha. Wonderful. Did you know that Sadha was once an endless desert? Only the hardiest creatures could survive. Amatrine myths speak of great being coming to the world at this time. The legends are unclear as to the being's nature, whether it was born, whether it came from the stars, whether it was even mortal. Myths? Why tell me myths? It is my belief the myths contain much truth, and that is what I intend to learn. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Okay, you guys have already moved. You guys are heading that way, sure. We need influence. We are not building anything. Chosen unit. The Chosen, a very special kin unit, is now available to be built. Click on the Units tab. Yes, please. The Chosen unit is only available in limited numbers. However, unlocking certain holy commandments will help you increase the cap. Once created, your Chosen unit will allow you to target adjacent tiles when using your holy commandment powers. A great way to extend the range outside of your territory. Okay. Yes, please. 15 turns! Ooh, lads. Okay, well, before that... Okay, I don't have the building available. I really need some more influence. Hey, David, how's it going, man? Okay, yeah, I guess we are gonna build the Chosen. That's a slow build. That's a slow build. Okay, we need to do some science. We did get that. We have one more before we hop up to the next, Oh, we were not researching? That's what I thought we were researching. Okay, oops. Alright, this should unlock our next set of techs. Ready for the Wing Face DLC for Age of Wonders 4? I am trying to be ready, David. That will... I will probably actually stream tomorrow in the afternoon if I don't have jury duty. For anyone who doesn't know, Age of Wonders 4 has their DLC coming out tomorrow. It's a busy week. It's a busy week. Okay, I think that's it for this turn. Search Mosaic Cult. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's way over here. We need to do that. You come here. I lost it. There it is. Yeah, right that corner. You, come do that quest. We need to be progressing our quest here. Also, you guys wanted peace. Let's try to do that. What are you telling me here? Explore victory, 61 turns. Quest journal, season camps. Oh, they own that. Interesting. I wonder how they were able to do that. Must be one of their abilities. Diplomacy. You. All right. You wanted us to.
Survivors should stick together.
You wanted us to open our borders. Okay, well that costs, and I don't have any points, so sorry. You're going that way, you're exploring that way, we're building the unit. Yeah, intern. Or apparently you're not going that way? Voice of the masses, research, acknowledge. New era. The years of toil are unlocked, offering new technologies to research and new era effects. Legion vaults. 200 district fortification, extra health on militia, defense. Can only be built once per empire. Acknowledge. Alright, you. I don't want you to do that. I want you to go there. We need to do the quest, man. Gotta do the quest. Hero Circle. New heroes await. Draft occurring. You can inspect the candidate heroes and recruit one of them. Okay. So another ranger. I don't want a repeat. We have Hanji Griskel, warrior skill tree, and defender skill tree. Foreign legionnaire. Minus 25% energy cost on minor faction units. And we don't have any good minor ones yet. You have druidic powers, 20 health regeneration on units that start their turn in allied territory. Ooh. I think we're going to take Thomas Kurtz. Recruit. Welcome to the team, Thomas. I got some rascals over here for you to lead. And the rascals have already hit the edge of the map. Womp womp. Alright, come back over here. You played the first Endless Legends, but only played for 2 or 3 games. I mentioned it a couple times, but I played a decent amount because I had some friends who like to play multiplayer, but I hated the combat. This feels better. I don't know how. It's been years since I played Endless Legends, but this isn't bothering me, at least. Let's put it that way. Okay, year 2. What do we got? Hydromatic Laboratory. Predicting the season's predictability unlocks hydro pumps. Material science. Extra science would be there. Geology. Unlocks rewild landscaping option. Hand of Garin. Unlocks Legion Vaults. Architect. Sharon's Creed. Unlocks specializations. City Hall Minister. Okay, yeah, I'm not too impressed with any of those. Unlocks 1 Protectorate slot. That would actually be kind of useful. Common rights, 4 influence. I'm kind of starving for influence right now. Unlocks immigration. Unlocks win-win relations. Improved lodging, emergency dwellings. Laborer's hut, granary, toil the fields. Markets. Collective will. Dust lytics. Okay, I think we're going to actually grab this one or this one. We can't even afford our first one, so let's get the extra influence on capitals. We seem to be dying for that. All right, can you get him added? Okay, we'll make sure we get that. Okay, you. Come here. You. There we go. Yeah, head that way. You continue towards my quest icon. Okay, I need to level up the second unit before we can be done with their quest. Oh, they're already pacified? They are already pacified. Wait, does that mean I could add you guys right now? Oh, I sure could. Yeah, see, I didn't have to go talk to them when my quest was done. It just finished. All right, so what do you guys actually do? You guys seem more interesting. Pentelli, a juggernaut unit. Thanks to the strange gait and ghostly sounds, the Pentelli cuts a menacing figure whenever it appears. Okay, damage is kind of low, and it's a defensive aura. Unfortunately, both of these units are not particularly great. They're kind of just more of what I already do, unfortunately. Battlefield spoils and approval. All right, I'll probably add them just because ghost babies are more interesting than grumpy dudes. All right, you continue. 12 turns left, go. 12 turns, or 15 turns to build a chosen is ridiculous. The demo only lasts 90 turns-ish, so yeah, that's a lot. Oh hey, we unlocked another one up here. Restores all movement points and the ability to attack this turn for targeted army. Ooh. Yeah. I can see why the Chosen takes so long to build. That's a very powerful ability in a 4X game. Restore movement and allow you to attack a second time. Yes. Yes, please. Alright, okay, let's get in here. Missing youth. Deep in the ancient ruins, the search party finds Paija, badly injured and trespassing far from home. Separinko decides to let her rest. They will speak in the morning. And I am happy to pay. Someone must seek the truth after all. You have the best interests of the kin at heart. That's commendable, but we all want to learn the truth, Paija. But your methods are disrespectful, not to mention dangerous. I saw someone. What? Across the ruins. It might have been Garin. I would have followed, but I fell. Maybe it was fortunate. Whoever you saw, I'd stake my life it wasn't Garin, and whomever it might be won't take too kindly to you tailing them. Now, we need to get you back and rest. Yes, Lieutenant Bervez? General, our scouts have found a necrophage in the vicinity. We must have disturbed a nest. All right, all kin to arms, let's see them off. Destroy the necro horde. You guys, fight. Yeah, their resource yield. Yes, there is a way to turn it off. I probably should. I turned it on during the tutorial and then I forgot how to turn it off. I'll click around here in a second. Okay, so there's those units. And I'm up here. And that's my cav unit. I don't want to let them walk up and get first hit on me if I can help it. Boy, this is really rough terrain here. That's really rough terrain here. Holy moly. If I just do this... Okay, good. They go into defense automatically. Oh, they fly, you cheaters. Okay, run up here, run up there, run there, run there. You attack. You attack. Okay, perfect. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody likes you. And a dinky little ranged attack. Okay. You run there. You run there. All the way down there. Okay, let's use our special ability. Scope shot. Yeah, this was a little easier than those other fights we were getting ourselves in. Yeah, this is the same system they used in Endless Legends 1, with the world map is your battle map, essentially. It's good. I do like that. Okay, we have to walk there, I take it. Missing youth. The enemy slain, still as menacing as the day I set eyes on them, though. This world is a death trap. The day the Necros stop giving me shivers is the day I relinquish my command. But we would call this world home one day. Ooh, that influence. I needed that so badly. General, our chosen units are close to full readiness. Meanwhile, I recommend we get as many hands on deck as we can muster. Raise up our settlements for whatever's coming. Exactly. Emperor Zevlus would be proud. See it happen. For the United Empire, may it reign eternal. Have 3 kin. Yeah, we actually have this. And we gain a chosen. Beautiful. The noise of industry and commerce rise in Garin's Rest, main thoroughfare. Beyond the banners flutter in the breeze, and mouth-watering smells drift from cooking pits. The city thrives, yet some of the kin wear faces grim as thunder. They're angry, not with you, but with Paija. Word travels fast. They know of her defilement. Some are too zealous, I fear. We need to keep her out of the way while she recovers. I will see to it. In general, there's some good news too. Soon as our mighty chosen units will roam far and wide. News of Pyja's expedition to the Mosaic Halls has spread like wildfire. Rumor has she cited a messianic figure of Garin, have only inflamed many kin's anger. Among the most faithful spurned on by the church are the calls for the resurrection of the Great Search, expeditions that sought to find the missing commander all those years ago. Strange forces are afoot in our lands, yet all the talk is about our savior Garin. They're afraid Garin offers them hope. And I do not. Our Messiah must have been quite a leader. I wish I was old enough to remember her. She was. The tales are embellished, but not ridiculously so. Sadama had already strengthened her when she walked in the wilds. And so we are to ignore our fragile state and marshal our efforts into finding her again? How will we make this our true home if we're waiting for her to return, Hadra? That I don't know. What I know is that most kin see her as a savior. If she were to be found, then all of our problems would be solved. Ha! The burdens of leadership. The truth is, our resources are stretched thin. We cannot both search for Garin and build settlements. So what do we do? Let's do search. Normally I would pick build, but it's a demo. Let's try and find out what search does. Search Hermit Abode. Search. Confirm. Much as it pains me, the settlement will have to wait. The fate of Garin now burdens every kin. That must be our priority. Ideas? Many say the old hermit Rezold knows many things. Rezold, who disappeared years back? The one and the same. It's rumored he roots out an existence in the wild. What the unit limit is? Right now I have 4 people in an army. I don't know if we can reinforce or not. And we can unlock 2 more slots at the moment. Then that is our focus. Search the Hermit Abode. Okay. Ooh, and we got a chosen. Am I still able to make another chosen? Yes. Okay. Next question. Did you get a new slot? You did. Perfect. Alright, start heading this way. Alright, quest. Way to the south. Okay. Let's get... Nope, not you. Let's get you guys grouped up. That's the #1 priority at the moment. Okay, we also have enough influence that we could tie this in. Let's attach you to a city. Yes. Okay, and I have more, so let's also... Oh, nope. Now it costs 200 to attach. Okay, you guys are going that way. You guys have orders. Go. Something on the shore. Before the Tidefall, sawdust seas submerged this land, and the smell of seaweed and brine is still strong. A strange traveler, garbed in blue and gold, prostrates herself on the sand, seemingly in supplication to the beached, tentacled monstrosity. It twitches. Your soldiers approach. Stay back. What are you hiding? Stay back, I said. Give it space. Now tell me, what is this thing? It doesn't look natural. Enough, you insult something magnificent that you don't understand. And why does it glitter? Is that dust? Help me. It needs to be returned to the oceans. The falling seas have left it stranded. Why do you care? Who are you? I am Mora Kupas, priestess of the gods that were and will be. Now, time is of the essence. Will you help me? Assist, the creature deserves life. We gain titanium. We could harvest it and trigger a battle. We could study it. Sure, we'll help. Better alive in the seas than dead on land, I guess. Soldiers, prepare for a stretcher for the creature. You have my gratitude. Sadha will not forget your kindness. As to the material expression of thanks, I know where you can find mineral riches. Alright. Thank you. Alright, we've already moved in turn. I will say, everything so far has played really, really smooth. If anything, I don't notice when the turn started because it's too smooth, weirdly enough. Maybe a sound effect when the new turn resolves. I keep sitting around waiting for the turn to process when I don't have to because it's literally that fast. And we have 3 turns on our other chosen unit that we're building. Alright, and you guys are grouped up. Let's go check out the hut. You found an obelisk curiosity. We got some dust and some influence. Cha-ching. I will use my influence to attach you to the city. Okay, well, that expanded our territory quite a bit. Okay, they have territory down here. Okay, next thing, I think I will open borders with them. I'm happy enough having peace with those guys. They're the peaceful ones, whereas the necrophage will probably declare war on me. Black hammers. No. Husks. Search the hermit abode. Oh, it's way down there. Okay, that wasn't what I thought it was. Okay, interesting. That's not something useful to me. Okay, JK, actually, we need to go this way. And you guys, as annoying as it is, I'm going to send you over here. We're going to have to kind of like cross paths. I want my main army to go do the quest, and I'll have the secondary army run around and explore. Oh, he just leveled up. Yoink. Okay, so what do you do? Charge. When activating the skill on an empty tile, teleport to the targeted tile, deal damage to adjacent enemy units. Pillage Adept. When conducting a pillage operation. Siege Engineer. Extra breach damage. Armored Fist gains shield. Okay, that wouldn't be terrible. Give other people shield. Let's try the charge. Sure. I'm not going to put too much thought into just playing through on a demo playthrough, so. My initial impression for the hero thing is that those are pretty good too. I don't know about the balance, and I hope that there's enough unique hero classes and a little bit of difference between the different factions. All right, common rights are done. What do we want next? More military, maybe? You don't really give me units or anything, though. You're like specializations. We haven't really picked up any money improvements. Extra food could also be good. Lodgings. 3 population slots. 12 approval. You know what? Let's get some more approval. Okay, our next chosen unit is here. Alright, head out this way. Yeah, get these guys to group up. Okay, cool. And then we have room for another unit. So let's unit. And let's get an archer. Everything? That's everything. Okay, and we also have enough points to do that Diplo. Okay, so you. Declaration. Now it's 94. Killing me, man. You're killing me. Okay, now let's just do that immediately. Declaration.
We survivors should stick together.
Open borders. Beneficial defense. Declare your borders open to the other empire. The other empire is free to enter your territories without affecting public opinion. You can also enter their cities. And that.
Indeed.
Yep. Very nice of you. We're cool. Alright, let's find this. There we go. It's probably there. Oops. And you group up. And you all together head for that loot. Go. What is the impression that you guys are getting from this? By the way, just in case anyone didn't catch it, this is a live demo right now. It just came out today. So if you head over to Steam, you can download the demo. It was like 9.5 gigs, something like that. I have a link in the description of the VOD if you want to get it that way. An old figure confronts the kin. His hair is wild, his boots ruined, and even though his uniform is in dirty tatters, it still bears Sheredyn insignia. General, we are about ready to mount an expedition to the site. The Drifter, Rezild, wishes to speak before we set off. He says he has useful insights to share. We'll see. Send him in. General Shapako, I thought you wanted to be left in peace. How long has it been since you set foot in a kin settlement, Rezild? Maybe too long. Anyways, enough about me. Word is you're heading to the site that was long beneath the waves. One link to Garin. We are? What of it? I can help. I know things about that place. My time away from the kin has been enlightening, you might say. Give me some materials and I'll be your guide. Okay, we have an agreement. Now, be on your way. The kin soldiers will meet you at the site. Do you think we can trust him? No, but we don't have to. Learning Garn's fate is the only thing that matters. If there's a chance he can help, now, any news of Peja? Nothing. All right, let's keep our eyes open. I got a feeling she's wrapped up in all of this. We need to bring 15 glass steel to the long-submerged ruins. That could be a bit of a problem, because I only have 8. And I can't buy this. We need a trading post. A trading post. Was that something I didn't build? Blast furnace. Yes. Trade post. Okay, let's change up our text here. Alright, we will... It was this direction. Head off that way. What do you want to do? Build a temporary bridge. I don't think we need to do that. We can just go around. We're not in a super hurry because we don't have what we need for the quest. Oh, that's a cool looking unit. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to trying them out. Alright, zip over here. Excuse me, excuse me. Yep, sorry, coming through. Alright, archers, you guys are gonna go meet up with that group. That group is gonna go grab that loot. Okay, we're ready for building things. We could do some improvements. Traveler Shrine gives us extra approval. Or some extra influence. Let's get the approval first. Enter. Is that my next site? No. Okay, where were you? Okay, over there. Oh, that's because that's not my unit. That would explain it. Okay, keep going. Found abandoned site. Got some dust. Started World Quest The Withered Ones. An army has come upon a great mound of bodies, masses of dead who were dumped unceremoniously in a pile. They bear some signs of disease or corruption, bone, skin, and joints deformed and twisted. But most strangely, the pile contains bodies from numerous peoples. Powerful, powerless, all have been laid low. An ugly riddle. The troops are wise. They approach from upwind, masked and covered, and touch the bodies with wooden batons. And what of it? What is this strange force that we face? We don't know, but it looks serious. These are not ancient mounds, but freshly made. We'll search until we have an answer. Search Forsaken Burial Site. Okay, where is that one at? Look for clues. Down there, okay. You're not gonna let me get into the same square, are you? Alright, hopefully he'll move after this turn. Skip you. Okay, you guys head this direction. We'll meet up over here. City finished what they were working on? They sure did. Oh, you want me to spend more of that? I cannot spend more of that. More districts that we could build. Okay, so I can build in the areas that we've attached. Very nice. Money. I think I probably want food more than anything else, so you build me a farm. It's kind of a nice way to do this where we can add the extra territory without increasing the amount of cities we have to manage. Kind of a pretty nice, elegant solution to that. Okay, this looks... Oh, no, not a dead end yet. Alright, let's just get you grouped so I don't have to keep fiddling with that. I want you guys to go there. Seaward Expedition. Counselor Gabriel Rona You're looking happy today. Do you have any uplifting trade news to share? In a matter, my proposals for an expedition across Sadi's oceans is finalized, and we just need your approval. And what's the purpose of the expedition? Why, to learn, of course. We will study the sea's ways, the Denzians who live in the depths, and the effect of the ocean life on the kin of Sheredyn. An admirable endeavor. Counselor Rudik Vek, as my research expert, I take this as has your backing? Sadly not. Upon closer inspection, you'll find that the plan of Counselor Zero is largely smoke and mirrors. The true purpose is securing a seaworthy vessel for the Counselor's cronies. I fear they may be even planning a land grab. However, I doubt Counselor Zero, obviously a bug here, could build a Tory that could even float in a bathtub. Outrageous a slur on my name. The project will inspire a generation of adventurers, if not scientists. Let's see. We could gain some science and some vision. We could get some dust per population. Or we could gain some influence. I'll take the research. That'll help us with what we're currently doing. I believe in you, Counselor. You won't regret this. Minor faction discovered. That was a nice little chunk of the map. Thank you very much. You discover your first deposit of a strategic resource. Once extracted, these special resources of various types are used for upgrading units or building advanced structures. From cities or camps, build mines directly on top of deposits and start their extraction. Mine are districts available in cities. If you're lucky, note that you may even earn strategic resources by completing quests. Okay. Can do, buddy. Okay, we wanted to go here. Interesting. They are closing my menu. Yeah, it keeps doing that. That must be a bug. All right, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. Okay. All right, where are we heading again? That direction. All right, but we're not going to have what we need yet, so this is going to be a little bit annoying. Yeah, I can't pay yet. Auto Explorer, no. Intern. I think we're going to have these guys just go on defensive. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just have to kind of wait until we can get that. This is one of those things where, like, once you know a faction's story, you could prepare ahead of time and have the proper resources to zip through it pretty quick. All right, markets researched. Now we're researching the other thing. All right, you or a different one. Somebody needs to build me a, not merchant house, a trading post. Placement details +4 dust. Plus when surrounded, plus for each resource adjacent. Okay, so we could put it here. Does that count as a resource? That's an anomaly. These are anomalies. I don't think those count. All right, we'll plop one here. 2 turns. All right, you head that way. Protectorate available. Okay, we can finally afford somebody. I'm gonna pick these guys just because they look cooler. That's literally the thought process there. Both their units are not particularly useful to me. They're just kind of duplicating, but worse, my melee unit. A Xavius population available. Oh, I see. We can actually build them. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting then. What do you do? Effect is plus approval. Yeah, you could do a lot worse than that. You could do a lot worse than that. Okay, you should be over here, though. Okay, how do I trade? Yes. World stock is 58, and I need 15. Oh, that's going to be pricey. Oh, that hurt. Okay, luckily we could afford it. Oh, somebody asked me to see if I could turn off the yields. How did I turn that on? With the yields button. That is how I turn that on. I generally play with those when I start a new games until I memorize what everything looks like, but that's totally fine. Doesn't really matter at the moment. What lies beneath? True to his word, Rezild provides a valuable guide, navigating the kin forces through many hazards of the once submerged site. Old scraps found in the ruins proved to be a boon too. Although no sign of Garen's earthly form is found, there are clear signs she once took shelter in the deep depths. How she ventured beneath the waves is a vexing question. In one chamber, sparkling with motes of dust, the kin partly find signs of crude living arrangements in some of her possessions. Why did she come here? To study, steal, commune? Disturbingly, the changer also shows signs of a struggle, a recent one. Well, we know Garen came here. You think she could be living here all this time? Was she trapped beneath the waves, waiting for the waters to recede? I don't know. This place doesn't look like anyone's lived here recently, but there are signs of a scuffle. Someone came here before us, that's clear. And there was more than one of them. They found something, had a falling out, or they weren't together in the first place. Someone came across another? Aisha? Maybe. We'll need to investigate. How do you want to proceed? We can do this quietly by keeping our ears to the ground, or we can do it noisy. Have at least 4 characters appointed to the council for 5 turns. We're not going to be able to do that anytime soon. Clear the fortress. We'll try noisy. Let's not hide what we're doing. Have the soldiers comb the surrounding area for any tracks. Someone left in a hurry. I'll see to it, General. Sometime later. Well, your instincts were right. We found a trail, a pair of kin boot prints, heavy like they were carrying something or someone. Where do they lead? A long abandoned facility, maybe once a mine. That's our destination. All right, where are you at, mine? Okay, you head that way. Watch Esu sleep. Been spamming your Dominions guides recently. Excited to see you demoing my most anticipated game of the year. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with it so far. You know, this is just literally a first look. I only have this plus like 1 hour, but it's a good start. And remember, we haven't even started early access. This is not supposed to be a finished product. So good start. Good start, I will say. Okay, what are we going to build here? We don't have what we need for that. I don't need anything from there. All right, let's do a district. We still have room for a lot more population. We also could try to level up our keep. That probably would be very valuable. Let's grab this land. And then let's drop that. I need to surround this with other districts to get it to level up. Intern. I do remember that from Endless Legend 1. Would you mind toggling those yields for us poor viewers? Do you want them on or off, Droog? Because I just turned them off. Acknowledge. We found the creed. Okay, Alright, let's increase military. Again, we scale off of this, and we can unlock more things here. Off, yep, okay, yep, they're off. You might be a little bit behind, Droog. Make sure you're on live. Generate 10 resources from the targeted resource. Can only be performed within... Okay, nice. Oh, when I click the... Yeah, I assume the cities will show them automatically. But I have them off on the world map. What is my northern army doing? Are you still traveling? You sure are. Is that a steel kettle drum they're playing? Not something you hear in game soundtracks very often. Okay, underground citadel. Tyrant of the fortress. Oh no, more monkey fights? Been watching my wandering sword playthrough. That is a lot of units. That is a lot of units. 955. That is stronger than I am. None of these help me in this fight. I'm not sure we can actually do this. I guess we'll try. We didn't have a lot of neutrals to clear. I feel like I'm supposed to be higher level on my hero, but there's been nothing to fight. We'll try it. Denizens of the fortress. Okay, they're gonna be down there. Okay, that's my cavalry. Yeah, we'll do that. Show us your superior tactics. Well, we'll see. Sometimes numbers count above tactics. You move here, move there. Touch those two to help. All right, shoot. 48, 48. That's a very worrisome amount that we're not hitting them harder than that. I hit him. Oh, goodness. Okay, I assume this is like their hero unit. I'm praying. Now, let's see how ridiculous the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Okay, they literally ate my cavalry unit. Okay, you come here. Okay, I don't think that hero unit's the one to target. I am going to take the attack of opportunity to get out of the way so we can shoot. This is gonna be rough. Yeah, we were under their power score. Oh, he just gets to run around. Yeah, I think we're ahead in where the game expects us to be in the quest, if I had to guess, because the other option was 4 counselors, which would be like the 3rd monsoon, if I'm understanding that mechanic correctly. Yeah, we literally just killed 1 unit. And our hero will probably die next turn. Yeah, this is gonna be a failure. Round 3. Yeah, this guy. He's a level 3. Yeah, I think our hero is under-leveled is the problem here. I think if the hero was higher level, that would have gone a lot better. But there's just been nothing to fight. And I actually took extra fights because we killed those friendly units, or future friendly units. $29 damage. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Okay, this is not gonna happen. Let's just go ahead and we'll just load our save. Yep. Load it. It's a demo. I really don't care. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. That's unfortunate because that is kind of the end of that quest line if I can't fight that. So we'll just have to go exploring for the time being. Out of curiosity, how are we actually doing? We have 18 turns remaining. And we are in last place. So there you go. Keep going. Yeah, I would like to see more things out and about that we can fight, ironically enough. Normally, you know, I'm not too whatever about combat, but in this one, I actually feel like we need to level up heroes. I can't level up heroes if there's nothing to fight. You found a curiosity. Cool. What do you give? 1... Hold shift. Luxury deposit. Okay. In our city district. All right, I want to surround this, so we need this. And here we'll build more food. Keep exploring. Another discoverable there. We learn from you and you learn from us, so the balance is preserved. You are exchanging technological research through shared research. Acknowledge. We sure are, buddy. Got dust and some influence. Yoink. Found a copper bow. I highly doubt that's better than what we've already got, unfortunately. You here. So we are doing 1 resilience and 43 damage. Oh, no, I take that back. That is actually better. Rare, that's not something he can use. Boots, extra movement. It wouldn't be best on him, it would be best on him for the extra movement. 30 health, 5 defense. Yeah, that's better. Shock tactics researched. Acknowledged. Alright, what do we get next? Replenish faith. Fully restore the health of all units in the targeted army. This action can only be performed within the territory or with a chosen. Wrath of the Skies. Inflict damage to an army located on the tile and adjacent to it. Okay. I mean, these are interesting. It's interesting. The beginning ones are, or at least the first one's kind of economic. Actually, the first and third one are both economic. Okay, some extra. I think I'm going to stick this guy on Auto Explorer. I don't really have anything else I need him to do particularly. Specialization. Legion Vault. Okay, let's do the vaults. We'll get our last thing, Wrath of the Skies, upgraded. Okay, you're still building. Go. You found provisions. Cool. Idle Army. Alright, I'm going to put you on Auto Explorer too. We're not going to be able to finish that quest within the time limit. At least not with the army that we're able to field at the moment. The monsoon has come! Acknowledge. Council seat unlocked. Okay. Yep. Yeah, see, I only would have got 3, so we're ahead in where the quest expects us to be, because our other option was to have 4 seats. Oh, we have all kinds of options this time. Plus dust, plus industry, minus dust on other cities. Your industry. 30% XP to non-heroes. 100% battle spoils. 20 health regen on units starting their turn in alloyed territory. Now let's go with the unit XP. Fly changes. That's fine. Good to go there. Right, where are we at? 11 turns until end of demo, basically. This is gonna go relatively quickly. All good things must come to an end. One of the empires is close to victory. 10 turns left until the end of the game. Acknowledge. I like that they warn you. How many times have you guys been playing a game and it's like, oh, lol, you lost. Season 2 of Shadow Empire. Remember, we were just starting to turn it around, and it was like, lol, game over. I was like, wait, what? It totally blindsided me. At some point, you may want to attack another Empire city. Either you wish to raise, pillage, or take control. To do so, you must gather influence and declare war. Attacks and sieges, you must right-click the city. That's fine. Alright, so you are a district level 2. So we get extra bonuses out of this because we've surrounded it, essentially. Which is nice. Okay, so really I think I would want to build my starting city away from the shore so that we have more room that we can actually build surrounding buildings. Just some food for thought. We can build something here. Yeah, sure, we'll build a forum. Why not? Yeah, this is gonna rip through pretty quick. Declaration stated. We embrace symbiosis. Okay, yeah, I like symbiosis, man.
For both.
Cardiology. Embrace symbiosis. Cannot be done without the appropriate faction. Okay, so that's something that they do special, I bet. Unjustified war, justified war, closed borders. We have mutual research. Share coral exploration. That's something we're running. This is relatively clean UI for Diplo. I like the basics of it, and it's kind of interesting that certain factions have choices that others don't. Diplomacy is one of the things in 4X that is almost always terrible. Like tech trading. If you allow tech trading, either it's balanced in a way that the player completely dominates, or it's balanced in a way that the AI completely dominates. It's very hard to balance that. What is it? General Natalia Shaparenko, most galling news. One of our soldiers who searched the site was found with stolen trinkets. Okay, we've already done that. Yep, take the plate. Yep. Okay, we've seen that event before. Okay, I'm super curious to see what it looks like after the second Tidefall. Okay, you guys, lodgings, emergency dwelling, garrison. Let's garrison. In turn. How many turns do we have? We're gonna hit victory here, or we're gonna lose here in 7. Cardiology? Yeah,
For
sure.
your consideration.
That's cool. Luxury resource stocks, that's fine. Okay, so we have got some Orchidea from him. Okay. In turn. All good things must end. 5 turns to enemy kingdom winning. Yeah, let's just burn it. All good things must end. Yep, I saw it. I hope that I get to see the Tidefall before the game ends. I'm just really curious to see how much the map changes. Hand of Garin is researched. Alright. Did we like find that in the ruins we were exploring? Because we had a 50% discount on that. Alright, now we'll take Seed Bank. Not that it's going to matter. Improvements. Sure. You know what? We'll just queue all those up. Intern. Yeah, I have to say, my initial impression, just a first overview, the UI feels nice and smooth. The turns are processing like lightning fast. Too fast, actually. I don't even notice when the turns end sometimes. The buildings seem similar to Endless Legend 1, but that's fine. I liked how those worked. Oh, good. I do get to see it. I like that it also starts with a shot of your own city, and then it goes over into the video. Just makes it feel like more connected to the world. Okay, that one's a little more beefy than the first one that barely went down. Look at all that! Look at all that new terrain we just opened. I think that's up here was where we were just seeing that. Yeah, look at that. That's some more space. Holy moly. All right, who are you? Somebody. Layers of truth. It is a day like many others in the service of the Empire, but mid-morning it takes an unexpected turn. Jerosite, the stone-faced Amartrine historian that you met on the Solstice ruins, has returned. They arrive in the capital requesting an audience and promising a reward for bending your ear. When you last met, you befriended them. Doubtless they're hoping for the same. Thank you for your time. We have little for change comes. Again, it will shift in everything, driven by some power uncoiling within Sadha. But yours is merely one opinion. There are others. The monsoons, Tidefall, doom wraiths, these are omens, not just bad luck. There is something, a common root or cause. We must know more. We have seen all the signs and wonder what they mean. Why do you come here to tell me this? I ask you to let me explain the oldest, deepest cellars to see the strata of rock. I only seek the truth in the oldest sites. It may be buried beneath your feet. Yeah, sure. Sure, buddy. Maraka says, thank you for the good stream. Endless Legend 2 looks good. By the way, can you customize units? Yes, I don't think I unlocked the tech. Right here. No. here. So I think we just choose specializations. In Endless Legends 1, one of the things that kind of weirdly annoyed me, you had to customize your gear, but I don't know, it didn't feel good. Like, I liked that in like Alpha Centauri, but I did not like it in Endless Legend 1. So I can't really comment on this because I didn't actually do it, but it looks like you can change up like their kit a little bit. I don't know to what extent. I assume that we need strategic resources to do it. Garden's light has led us to odd places. Greetings, foreigners. Do you see the marvel of the ancient world? I would see it running again, blessing us with all its bounty. Interesting. We have 3 simple questions. Is it truly possible? What would it cost? And what would we get? All things are possible to those with patience and time. The cost would be in resources and dust, and the bounty, who can guess? But I suspect it would be enormous. We can ignite or secure. We'll secure. Fire in the Forge. This is fascinating beyond measure. We will send our national philosophers to study it and learn its secrets. An excellent choice. If I may, I would like to learn with them, most gracious. All right, interesting. Where are we at? 1 turn. All right, let's just pop it. End of your journey. That was the last turn. Okay, into the demo. Acknowledge. Yeah, in game. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, scroll graphs. Nice. I like games that have scroll graphs at the end. Yeah, I have to say, pretty positive first impression here. I like I mentioned a few times, I like the UI. I find the controls, other than like the combat spell casting, which is I'm sure I'm just used to some other game that's making me click the other button. I find their UI very intuitive. Right click pulls you back. It just feels good. I like the UI. I feel it's very clean and it's very responsive. Like, this is running like a dream. Very, very smooth. No hitches on my end. I doubt you guys saw any on your end. The turns are lightning fast. Now, admittedly, this is a very small map, so maybe if you get a big map, it starts chugging. Could be. Let's see on score. Just out of curiosity. Oh, we're on score. Okay. So this is probably us adding territory, if I had to guess. There's my first territory. There's my second territory. And it looks like they were adding more, so that's where they got their score bumps. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Best city, favorite minor faction. Okay, yeah, not bad. Yeah, so pretty interesting. I do plan on doing a second stream. I don't think I'm going to go tonight. My voice is kind of giving out on me, so I'm pretty happy to take the end here. But I will come back and do a second stream, and we will check out the other faction. So let's go to main menu here. I actually will do this survey, so I won't click off this because I do want to do that. Yeah, we'll check out the other Coral people in another stream. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what day that's going to be. Tomorrow, Age of Wonders 4 has a DLC come out. Assuming I can stream, I'm going to stream, start a playthrough of that with the new, was it Prophecy DLC coming out? But I'm definitely going to come back to this. This demo is only live until the 18th. So if you want to try it out yourself, make sure to grab it now while you can. And then I believe it's the 22nd, the game is going to come out into early access. So I assume that we'll have several more factions. I don't know exactly what's going to be available at the beginning of early access, but very interesting. I quite enjoyed it. So it'll be interesting to compare this to Age of Wonders 4. They're kind of similar games, right? And we'll see how we feel about that, playing one back to back. How do I think it stacks up? I would give it to Age of Wonders 4 right now, but that's not a fair comparison. This hasn't even entered early access. For a demo, this felt incredibly polished, and Amplitude Studios isn't like some know-nothing studio. They've published 4, 5, 6 games, so they have a track record, so you know that they should probably be pretty good. If you like their other games, this feels more the same, maybe even just more polished, which I generally associate Amplitude with polish, so I think that's a pretty good sign. All right, guys, I'm gonna take my early victory tonight, and I'm going to rest my poor voice because I'm kind of losing it here. Tomorrow, like I mentioned, if I'm available, I will be streaming that Age of Wonders 4 in the evening, and if not, I'll do it on Wednesday or whenever I can. It should be the same time, hopefully at 4 o'clock, but it may have to change just based on what's going on. If you're not a member of the Discord, go to the channel info and you can join for free. And then I do an at everyone when I'm going to go live. So if you don't get notifications from YouTube, you can get them from Discord. On your way out, if you enjoyed yourself, I really would appreciate a like on the VOD. That really helps me out. If you're not a subscriber, I hope I've earned your subscription. And if you want to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks, a super chat, become a member, or check out the Patreon. All those options are available and the support is very appreciated. Either way, thanks for hanging out with me. Always have a good time. Great to see new and old faces alike. All right, guys, I'm going to go get something to soothe my poor throat, and I will catch you guys later. Check out the demo. It's pretty cool.